Welcome to the Masters of Basketball, alongside with Chris Ramirez and Lahh Woods. Give you another segment on our show. First, we're going to talk about the iconic coaches retire, Masters basketball update, and the March Madness preview. And now we talk about the legendary coach Mike Krzyzewski. After 42 years, he's retiring. This past weekend, Coach Duke lost to North Carolina in Coach K's final home game. There were like over 96 people who played for Coach K attended his final home game. Coach K spent 42 years at Duke coaching, 5 years at the Army, 1,170 wins and counting, 12 Final Fours, along with 5 NCAA championships, 68 NBA draftees and counting, 3 gold medals for Team USA basketball in 2008, 2012, and 2016. Lahh, what is your take on Coach K?
Hey, obviously he's been very, very, very successful at what he does. He's actually he's kind of a throwback. He is a throwback to another time and another era where you did what coaches said, and that's kind of how the whole deal is set up. I mean, he's very, very successful at what he does, and it's interesting now that there seems to be at least a foundation for players to be compensated, players to be able to have ownership of their images, college players being able to work, and all those other restrictions that were in place during his era. It seems like the end of an era with him retiring, and hopefully in the near future, some of those resources can be shared with the player athletes, the student athletes, and their communities. But Coach K, what can I say? I've never been a big fan of his. To be honest, I always hated Duke.
Why is that? How could you hate? I know we have Duke haters out there.
What was that?
I said we do have people who never like. Everybody doesn't like Duke, and why you don't like Duke?
Listen, in my book, screw Duke, screw Coach K. I mean, I never was a fan of his. Like they seemed like every year they were in the finals. Of course, being a New Yorker, being a uptown guy, I was always been a fan of the underdog. The Cinderella, the downtrodden, and year in, year out.
Yeah.
I mean, your Dukes, your Kentuckys. I mean, these programs are sending guys home.
Hey, but you think about it, Duke. These student athletes, Duke is a top of the line school, not just a basketball school, a top academic institution.
Right.
Your student athletes get a free education at a very well near close to Ivy League school. And you're looking at a legendary Coach K for 42 years.
Listen. I don't know about this free education stuff. These players have to be up before the crack of dawn. They got to work out. They got to lift weights. They got to go to team meetings. They got to go to games. They got practices. Everything's mandatory. Nothing's optional. Yeah. Don't put something on the table about having a personal situation where you have to go home. God forbid. I mean, things have improved over the years, but it was a dictatorship. It wasn't democratic. He made millions. The players got, whatever they got. But of course, certain players were one and done, or they have pro careers that follow. But the vast majority of the athletes were there to participate, yes, get their education, but there's a certain degree of abuse involved, especially when your coach has $1 million sneaker deal.
Hey, they got the $1 million sneaker deal. Hey, he was very valuable, a great motivator. Even like I spoke with NBA players, and they spoke highly of him, how great of a motivator he was.
I mean, of course, it's going to be a great motivator if he's cursing you out at halftime. I mean, come on. The guy was a no-nonsense disciplinarian, had the military background. It's either his way or the highway, right? Am I right? Was he compromising?
Yeah, but you got to have that discipline. I mean, he wasn't like Bobby Knight where he talks stouty. He was very I know he was very hard on his players, but you know what? He gave the respect, the utmost respect, care about you. He was like a father figure to these students and gave them the opportunity, and a majority and over 90% of these players became successful, whether they're in the NBA
90%?
or in the real world,
Oh,
or in the coaching.
oh, I'll give you that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I thought you meant 90% NBA, but no, I wouldn't challenge that. I wouldn't challenge that. I mean, he just rubbed me wrong over the years. I mean, he didn't seem very it didn't seem like he had like a fireside warmth to him. He didn't, wasn't the type of guy that palled around. He was really no nonsense. And I don't think there's that much of a difference between him and Bobby Knight when you break it all down. I mean, Bobby Knight definitely was over the top, but I didn't see Coach K doing too much smiling and making friends out there. He was all business, and I guess that comes with the territory. And that's probably why he was so successful.
Yeah, so you can't have friends in this business. No smack, serious business, man. That's why he's a legend. Yes.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Okay, we want to move on to another legendary coach in the prep school, or you could say in the recruiting or the high school ranks, Steve Smith from Oak Hill Academy. Now, Steve Smith coached at Oak Hill Academy for 39 years. Started in like 1984 with the program. He was started off as an assistant there, and he became the head coach in 85. You look at, this is another guy with a great track record. He's won over 1,232 games and counting. 94% win percent, 94% winning percentage. 3-time Naismith Coach of the Year, 4-time USA Today Coach of the Year, 9 national championships, wow. 34 McDonald's All-Americans, 230 Division I players, 35 NBA draftees. He had key players that came out of his program was Carmelo Anthony, Rajon Rondo, Jerry Stackhouse, and Rod Strickland. This was a legend of all legends. He wrote his own ticket. He had opportunities to coach at the next level, but he chose to stay at Oak Hill Academy with the benefits. And why leave when you have a great situation? Tell me your input on that.
Well, obviously, he did have a very, very successful career. They have an outstanding financial resources for their program. And listen, if you've got the very best players that are available on a national or even international scale, you're going to be successful at any level. I don't care if it's high school, college, or the pros. So biggest programs, biggest budgets, biggest success rates. It's a no-brainer. Excellent businessmen. You just wish that there was a better way that the playing field could be leveled a little better. Let's spread out some of that talent, and let's spread out some of those financial resources that some of these institutions are able to generate. So we know where several of these players come from. Some of them are well off, some of them are not. But there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way in over 20, 30 years in the game that they can find a conduit, a bridge, a way to impact the communities that the players come from. I'm still waving that same flag. I'm still beating that same drum. So It's got to happen. It's got to happen sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely. It's a small, they're in the mouth of Wilson, Virginia, a small town. It's a very tight-knit community. So I'm sure he's been well recognized in that town, and all the achievements he has done and connected with the communities. I'm sure he has.
And I'm sure he has it. I mean, what gives you such a confidence that he's done these things? I mean, we don't know. We got to do a little more homework on it, but
understand.
That would be interesting to look into. We could do a follow-up on this.
It'll be interesting, but I feel that, with a guy with especially Oak Hill, prestigious prep school, you have have players transfer from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
And you look at the accomplishments. You talk about players going to big time. It's like a minor league of Division I college basketball.
Well,
And
that's exactly what it is. It's the minor league. The minor leagues are professional. So if they're
yeah,
professional,
so
they're great.
yes, you gotta have game there at Oak Hill to play there. They don't take Division II or Division III players. There's
Listen,
been
it's a private institution. Am I not correct?
That is correct. It's a
So,
private
so
academic institution,
yeah.
and I'm not going to take that away.
Okay. Well, let's spread the wealth. That's all I got to say. Steve Smith, Coach K. Let's spread the
Yes, let's
wealth.
give them their We're going to congratulate both of them, Steve
Yeah.
Smith and yes, let's congratulate.
Yeah.
You know,
Congratulations to Oak Hill. Congratulations to Duke. Two great coaches. I never was a big fan of Steve Smith's or Coach K. Really, man. I'm tired of these guys, man. I'm glad they're moving on. Let
uh,
somebody else get some wins for a change.
all right, we're going to see who's next man up. Coach John Shires at Duke, and the next head coach at Oak Hills to be determined. They got an opportunity to make their own mark.
Yeah, good point.
Yes. So we want to move on. I know you want to talk about the Masters. Share us some information about the Masters tournament.
Well, we worked very hard to compile this list. We wanted to get the top 20 Masters basketball events. This is age 35 and over, 40 and over, 50 and over, 60 and over. We got some 70 and over players that are still active, still working out, still healthy. They've modified their lifestyles, their diets, and just trying to, just like everyone else in throughout the world, it's the light has been shown on a full-time job that we all have, especially over the last couple of years. And that full-time job is staying alive. So it's just been a great opportunity to compile the 20 top Masters basketball events. And we're going to start off the calendar during the month of January. The Tampa Bay Masters have come a long, long way in a relatively short amount of time. Facilities, competition, table staff, the officials. It's a great event for the novice. It's a great event for the experienced athlete. And it's just a great time for folks to get out and come out and network and compete down in the Clearwater community of Tampa Bay, Florida. That's in January. In February, there's a major Masters event that takes place in Ecuador. It's called the Lahh Masters. And they've host a number of teams and players coming from Central and South America. And they converge every February to Ecuador. And the competition there is fierce. And the facilities are also excellent. During the month of March, this year, we've got the FIMBA Pan American Games that are being held in Parana, Argentina. This event has been rescheduled. They never say canceled. This event has been rescheduled going back over the last 2 years due to COVID. And folks are looking forward to going down to compete for the 2022 FIMBA Pan American Games. And there will also be very good teams from throughout the hemisphere competing down there. March also brings us to the Cincinnati Masters. This is their second year of that event. They're growing, and with every year, they seem to be getting stronger and stronger. Also, we're hosting the North Jersey Easter Holiday Classic in Wayne, New Jersey, ages 60 and over, and also ages 50 and over, which brings us to April. We're back in Ecuador in Santa Elena for the Ecuador Masters Experience. However, the April event is 3-on-3. And of course, in November, when we return to Ecuador, that's full court, male and female. But Chris, before I move on through the rest of the calendar year, do you have any questions about Masters basketball? I mean, are you eligible yet? I know you're right on the bubble.
Yes, I'm eligible, or I want to know how can I sign up for it? And I'm speaking not for myself, but for other people who are interested. How do they sign up for this?
Well, first of all, I would suggest you can go to the events page at frontcourtmasters.com, frontcourtmasters.com. Go to the events page and then you can see the events that are coming up. Now, normally there will be a contact number or an email for each of the particular events that I've mentioned, where you can reach out directly to the tournament organizers, the promoters, and you can find out specifically what's coming up on how they're formatting their event. You can also reach me at lahwoods@hotmail.com, or you can reach me at frontcourtmasters.com, or you can call me anytime, 347-869-0523, 347-869-0523, and we can find out what your situation is, how long you've been playing. Are you an active player? Are you in shape? Have you been working out? Are you physically ready to compete as a Masters athlete? And it's something for everyone. And we look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And Chris, we're going to hold a spot especially open for you coming out of the Phoenix area. I know that you're going to be
Yeah.
deliver the mail when we need a basket or a defensive stop.
Oh yes, definitely need have want to be interested in balling, and I was just interested. You guys travel all over the country, and I want to know how is there any way I can travel? Any discounts? They want to, if anybody who's interested, like myself, how I'd be able to get deals or how this works.
Sure. Now, this is how it works here. We've got a number of avenues for you for those that are interested in traveling. One, as each event comes up, the individual promoters, people who organize the events, they normally have a format that you can plug into in regards to lodging, sometimes car rental, transportation, things of that nature. And also, people partner together as teammates to be able to offset some of the expenses. Now, with that said, with some of the major events, national events, and some of the international events, sometimes players are actually uh, helped, compensated, or they find very, very creative, basic ways to get folks out on the road and participating. But the main thing is communications. As I mentioned, every tournament is different. Every event has a different set of individuals that are involved and a different set of resources. That's the best way I can put it. But stay in shape, stay healthy, and stay ready. And as the events come up, you can plan and you can sort of decide which way you want to go. And then we can sort of fill in the blanks as we go along as you show your interest in terms of performing and participating. All right, so now it's going to bring us into the month of May, which is the MBA, the Masters Basketball Association National Championships are held in Coral Springs, Florida. This is also a major Masters event with at least a number of years history. I think probably more than 15 to 20 years, if I'm not mistaken, probably longer than that. So this is one of the larger North American events that take place with teams coming from throughout the United States. And you're going to get a handful of teams coming out of Canada and the Caribbean. That's during the month of May. Also, the Dublin Masters are taking place in May in Dublin, Ireland. All of these events are listed on frontcourtmasters.com. Go to the events page, which brings us to June. The FIMBA European Championships are taking place in Malaga, Spain. This event also has been rescheduled. It was originally scheduled for 2020, and they're coming back strong with a lot of teams aligning themselves to go to Malaga, Spain. Let's just hope that nothing gets in the way, and hopefully there's going to be peace throughout Europe, and that's something we pray for and hope for. Uh,
Definitely.
so other than that, in June, we'll be at Atlantic City in June for the Atlantic City Masters Experience. So teams are forming age 50 and over, age 60 and over. It's going to be a limited amount of teams that will be admitted for this first year event taking place at ACNJ. Brings us to July. The Legends Classic will take place in Rockland, California. That's going to be age 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 and over, taking place in Rockland, California. And I mean, that really gets us into the year. You can always go on
Yeah.
frontcourtmasters.com for all the listings of events that are coming up. And we look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, participating athletes, former athletes, and fans of the game.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely. I might have to sign up, lad.
Yeah, we need you, Chris.
Yes.
We need you.
Contribute to the team.
We need you. We need that jump shot,
Yeah.
that defense.
Yes. And we're gonna move on. This is the month of March, and this week the conference championships are starting this week. And who's going to get the automatic bid to the tournament? You have those mid majors, then you have the top teams in the tournament. So we're gonna let the games begin. Who's going to the dance? We have this week the automatic bids are deciding, and we want to get started off here. Here's are the best teams and players to watch. Now, this is my short list of the hot choices and the best teams I think in this tournament so far. Gonzaga, that was my top choice. And I like Gonzaga. They're led by Chet Holmgren, who I will talk about in a moment. And Drew Timme, who's a junior, who's averaging 17.6 points per game. And Timme is like a 6'10 forward. It's 6'10 forward. He's one of the top players in the country. He's helped Gonzaga right now, competes tonight for the West Coast Conference Championship. If they do win, I believe they'll have the #1 overall seed.
I'm going to check that out.
Yes. Also, the Arizona Wildcats. What a job, Tommy Lloyd. This is his first year. Guy who's been an assistant at Gonzaga under Mark Few for 20 years.
Wow.
Came to Arizona his first year, and right now has won the Pac-12 regular season championship. And they're led by Benedict Mathurin, who I'll be talking about also as well, and Christian Kokoya, who is candidate for Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. Also, another team to watch is the defending champion Baylor Bears, who's well coached by Scott Drew. Last year, Baylor lost their big man Davion Mitchell, who led them to the championship, who defeated undefeated Gonzaga.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you, Chris. We got about 3.5, 4 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna be brief. And also, another my pick was Kansas. I like Auburn, and also the team I like to win it all is Kentucky with John Calipari, who don't have the one and done. They got some veteran players now.
Wow.
So I'm gonna get in there and talk about the players to watch. I like Jabari Smith Jr., who could be a top pick in the NBA draft. Power forward, 6'10", averages 17.1 point per game, 6.9 rebounds. Very versatile on both ends. Then I like Mr. Chet Holmgren, who's a 7-footer, averaging 14.7 points a game, 6.9 rebounds. Also, he could play point guard for a big man. He has a great handle.
What?
He could pass the ball, bring the ball up. He's great to watch.
I got to check him out.
This game. You got to check him out. Also, I like Paulo Banchero from Duke. I know he's another one, averages 17.1 points a game, 7.7, a talented scorer, great handle, a great shooter. Then I like this guy, Jaden Ivey. He's a 6'4" point guard and shooting guard. This year, he averaged 17.2. Great athlete. It's fun to watch.
Wow.
Also, I like this other guy, he's a beast mode of college basketball. I call him. His name is Oscar Tishabi, 6'9" power forward center. He's averaging 15.3 point rebounds per game, 17.3 points a game. A great shot blocker. He's very well defense. He defends well in the paint. Also, I like Cockburn from Illinois, 7-footer, 285 pounds, a big man, 21 points a game, 10.6 rebounds per game.
Wow.
A great center,
Hey, Chris, we
He's
got 2 minutes, Chris. Sorry to
all
rush.
right. Finish last but not least. Yes, I like this Benedict Mentor from Arizona. He's another one, 17.3 points a game. So
Wow.
these are the players to watch. Some of them could raise their draft stock up in this tournament. But after all, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to our show. Check us out at thehooppost.com and frontcourtmasters.com. We could be on Instagram. I could be at the Hoop Post and Instagram on Front Court Masters at Front Court Masters. I'm on Twitter at the Hoop Post. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. We'll be on YouTube we're on YouTube as well. So a big thank you. We'd like to a big thank you to all who tune in and pass the word. Thank you for your time, guys, and we'll see you next.
Great job, Chris. You are amazing. Looking forward to next week.
Yes.
Hooppost.com, frontcourtmasters.com, Masters of Basketball at youtube.com.
Thank you, guys. Peace.